Hello there and welcome along. The Gardener Ben here with your next rose review. The very dainty, soft and beautiful little rose I have here is tougher than it would first look. Introduced in 1937 by Bentall, this is Rose Ballerina. A tried and tested variety all over the world, which is going to give you great value for money, even if you're not particularly attentive and don't pay it a great deal of attention. Ballerina is a free-flowering variety. Starting its show in early June, it's going to march forward with wave upon wave of these huge sprays of flowers produced all the way through to the back end of September and even on into October. It's going to flower almost continuously for you all summer long, offering you great value for money. It produces flowers in these huge sprays containing hundreds of tiny little flowers per head. Each one only measuring around 1 to 1.25 inches in diameter. They're made up of just a few petals, apple blossom white in the centre and cerise pink around the outer edges, with a beautiful cluster of golden stamens right in the very centre. They look very much like a dog rose, but this one is very hardy and easy to grow. Plant it in full sun or partial shade. Plant it on a rough soil or a well fertile soil. It doesn't really matter. It will grow away beautifully for you. So whether you grow this one right at the very front of a mixed border, or whether you try putting this one in a large pot or patio container where it's going to fall gracefully down the sides, you could even plant this one at the top of a retaining wall and watch it cascade and soften the edges for you. It's eventually going to reach around 4 feet by 4 feet. Its open form means it's absolutely perfect for enticing pollinators into your garden, and it moves beautifully in the wind, bobbing around gracefully in the breeze. This one is going to be scoring a good 3 out of 10 for fragrance rating. The fragrance is incredibly light. It's old rose and musk based, but is very, very delicate indeed. Disease resistance, I'm going to be scoring this a very good 6 out of 10 for disease resistance. It's incredibly easy to maintain and very, very trouble-free with its pale green foliage, which has a small amount of barbing to the back leaf axil and is relatively large for the size of plant. I say only reaching around 4 feet by 4 feet. The foliage is relatively broad and pale green. There is a small amount of barbing that runs along the back axis, and the plant itself doesn't have a huge amount of fronds. So if you wanted to cut this one and bring this into the house, it's relatively easy to handle. It does have a small amount of mossing to the flower sprays themselves, which shows up as a silver grey with ever so slight amounts of pink tinging to it, which is really quite attractive. But this is Rose Ballerina, I say introduced in 1937, a really easy to care for, very, very good value for money rose, which is going to grow in a multitude of different spaces for yourself. With a 3-star fragrance rating and a 6-star disease resistance rating, very easy to grow. You could even try growing this one in a hanging basket if you wanted a talking point or wanted to be particularly bold in your garden. But this one is Rose Ballerina.